Hello everyone, welcome back to Warrior Goddess Tarot. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for liking and subscribing. If you want to know what I'm doing, I've started my Divine Flame Soaps company. This weekend we're having 11% off. You can find me on Etsy, you can find me on Facebook and Instagram, all under Divine Flame Soaps. So you can go there, like and subscribe, whatever it is you choose to do. And that's another way. And if you want to know what's going on a daily basis, you can also join my other group called Aquarius Rocks on Facebook. I post a lot of stuff on that all the time. You can go and join in there. I didn't grow the page, but I've been on it for 3 years. So that's also your choice. So if you'd like to follow me, find out what's going on in my Divine Flame Soaps company, you're more than welcome to go over there to those. And I'm having an 11/11 10% off this weekend. And you can go purchase some of my soaps and start your self-love. Okay? The tattoos represent Divine Masculine and Divine Feminine of equal exchange. See the 8? I designed this myself because Divine Masculine, he's the action. He sends out the love. The Divine Feminine, she receives the love. If there is a block in this within yourself, you will never come into union. You will never understand. You have to give to receive. You have to receive to give. That's like when the Divine Masculine or Feminine, whatever the case may be, puts a ring on the right hand. You're receiving his love, his word, his bond to you. And that's what I think is what it means. Right now, what the messages that I've been getting have been about receiving. It's about getting ready to receive. Something's going to come in my way, and I'm going to have to receive it without putting a wall up. Are you ready to receive? Are you ready to move forward? Are you ready to be your masculine, use your masculinity to take action, to put that out there, to take action for yourself? Then you need to take time to love yourself in the same process. You've got to balance that out. You cannot run any more ragged. Remember, you have to receive your own love to be able to give out your love. You can't continually keep draining yourself. And that's the whole purpose of my business, is to give so other people can love themselves. So without further ado, we're going to go with this reading. Then I'll get back with you as they come forward. I would like to call in all the angels, masters, ascendants, everyone that is in my powerhouse. I would like for y'all to come in and give this twin flame reading, the divine masculine, divine energy of where we're at right now as a collective, as a whole. I would like for you to remove any ego that may be standing in the way, and that I am a soul course for this. Thank you for being here. Without further ado, let's get this party started. What's going on with the divine? Let's see. We're going to go ahead and use these cards. The Mystic Moon Queen of Light tarot cards. Twin flame cards. That's all I got up here. What's going on with the divine feminine spirit? What's going on with them? Whoa. The energies for the divine feminine. Energies for the divine feminine at this time. One more card, please. One more for the divine feminine. Okay, thank you. Okay. Let's find out what's going on with the divine masculines. Where are they at right now? Where are they at this time? Divine Masculine. Where are they at this time? There. Okay, let's go ahead. The top, overall, the bottom, the grounding for this energy. We've got a few cards. See what they have to say. Okay, we're going to go ahead and get some clarifications on Page of Thoughts, the Seeker. 5 of Thoughts, defeat. A lot of Divine Feminines are emotions right now. And addiction says Capricorn. 5 of Thoughts, defeat. 8 of Thoughts, trap, seeker. Wow. Oops, that one fell out. Oh goodness, what's going on here? Ah, I see we're getting some clarification. Exactly what I've been saying. Okay, now it's starting to make sense. Divine Masculine energy, Spirit. What's going on? Okay, we got that. Golly, their energy's all over the place. See what's going on with the Divine Masculines right now. Where's their energy? Where are they at? Where are the ones that we're calling upon at this time? What answers can we ask? What are they doing? What are the Divine Masculines doing with their lives right now? Where are they at in the heart space? Ooh, the cards are jumpy today. Oh. Okay. Let's go ahead and see what's going on. The overall energy of this reading is soulmate and long haul. That's the overall energy right here. The underlying energy is mystic moon and awakening. So there's going to be a lot of stuff. Get to that. The Divine Feminine, y'all are doing some major work right now. A lot of you are in your headspace right now. A lot of it is your self-worth, your offering. Like I was saying before, a lot of the divine are seeing the signs and synchronicities. The fall has changed your perspective in a lot of ways. They've changed you in how you see things, how you offer yourself to people. What is it that you're trying to do? Some of you were, what I'm seeing is some of you were addicted to this journey and you've backed off. You are now offering stuff in a different way. You're offering your love in it. You've changed a lot in who you were. We all have. The universe has. So the divine feminine at this time is like they're allowing things to fall away. They're understanding more of what their self-worth is. They're understanding and they're seeking. A lot of you are still seeking and trying to understand a lot of things. But you're also in that process as you're loving yourself. You're also seeking how someone's going to love you the way you love yourself. How is it that some of you may still feel like you're trapped in your thoughts? You know, that you're in this cage, that there's no way out. Some of you feel defeated, and that's okay, because what's going to be offered to the divine feminine is new beginnings. Wherever, if you still feel trapped could mean where you're at. Trap can mean that you're working in a job you don't like. I'm getting that it's a lot of more internal trapment. You're starting to see things, and you're starting to open in the cage, and you're starting to let go. You're starting to see the signs that this is not worth it. You're trying to allow things to fall away. You also feel defeated, that you felt like you've lost this battle. But I don't think it's that you've lost it. I think you've just surrendered. I think that a lot of the divine feminines have just surrendered to the defeat, to understand that whatever's going on, it's the divine purpose at this time. You had to let go of a lot. You've pretty much had to let go of the love of your life, of the person, so you could change. So you could change and start seeking your own worth, understanding as you raise your vibration. We're all getting downloads. We're all understanding a whole lot more. We're all getting to a point where sometimes some of you have an addiction. This says Capricorn. I have Capricorn moon in me, so that keeps me grounded. You know, because I'm an Aquarius, and I'm like a lot of people, I'm always in my head. But my Capricorn moon keeps me business-like, keeps me focused on my future. What am I offering to this world? What am I offering at this time? What addiction is it that I can offer somebody that is good? Sometimes addictions, my addiction right now is TV. I turn it on and I don't do anything, but if I don't turn it on, I'm fine. So I have an addiction to just veg out in front of the TV. Now your addiction could be just about anything. Eating ice cream every day. Oh, I have that one too. Okay. So, but right now we're offering, we have to let some things fall away. We're understanding, we're seeking a new perspective, a new design, a new way of our self-worth. You're putting action into it. You can't offer somebody something if your cup isn't full, because you have to offer. The divine feminine are giving away too much of themselves to people. I'm just saying that some of you are. Okay, but if that's not the case, then you have to be ready to offer what it is you do have. And that's self-worth. That's a whole lot. You have the signs and synchronicities. Hold on. What's going on here is that some of you are also feeling that you have a lot to offer somebody, but you forgot the main part. You also feel like you're trapped in this illusion, this dynamic of the 3D earth. And I'm getting a lot of you feel like you're trapped in your work. You know, like you want a raise, you want this, or I'm getting it has to do with some job. That you feel trapped in your job, and that you haven't found your purpose. You have a lot to offer this world. You have a lot as a divine feminine. You've overcome some addictions. You're seeking your self-worth. You're stepping into a different role. You're stepping into your divine power. You're no longer trying to fit into the world, but you're trying to make a new world and offer a new beginning to all that come into your world at this time. The trap in all of this is that you feel that some of you have been waiting for your divine masculine. You don't think you are, but you are. I know I've caught myself doing that as well. But they're living their life. They've made their choice, just as you have made your choice. But you have also done a lot of internal work besides healing. Who they are is just that. Where they are is just that. You cannot change any of that. You cannot judge where they're at. You do not know where they're at. You honestly don't know where they're at or what they're doing. And I believe that as you pull out your divine feminine energy, it will show that you're like, I have a lot of masculine energy. So my divine masculine opposites that, so he has a lot of feminine energy. Now that I've broken my right hand and my masculine energy had to go down, I'm having to bring out my feminine energy. With my feminine energy, he's having to make that transition as I'm making that transition, because he's got to switch that role. He's got to become the true divine masculine that he was designed to be, as I have to become the true divine feminine as I'm designed to be. It takes time for that transition. It takes time for that modality. Now, wherever you're at, you may have to switch into your masculine energy, and he's going to have to switch into his feminine energy. It's going to have to switch in the higher realms because we marry each other at the top. Now it's going to go back and forth, and it zigzags through the timelines. That does not mean that it's right or wrong, but that's what I'm getting. But what I'm also getting lately is receive. The divine feminine is going to have to be able to receive. You have to be able to receive. You have to understand your soul worth. You have to understand what is being offered to you as well. Okay, love is an addiction by itself. We know this because we're on this twin flame journey. We have that love template within us, but we had to use it to create a new beginning, a new worth, and to understand where we stand. We are standing in our divine power, but this time when we stand in it, we're not going, I'm better than you. This time we are humble. We have love. We know what we're offering to the divine masculine. We understand that we've switched our role, and now we have become the divine feminine, what we were created to be. Hope that makes sense. The divine masculine, on the other hand, we're going to come over here and see what's going on in their world. And it looks like he's going into his power. That he's... Wow. Okay, basically it's the opposite of what's going on over here. It's always the scale is like that. It's never equal. Metamorphosis. The divine masculines are in... it says the Queen of Mirrors, which would be... I'm not really for sure. Really don't care. It's about compassion. The divine feminine energy, understanding his power as a divine feminine. But as a divine masculine metamorphosis, he's changing. He's observing things. He's seeing things different. This is the Queen of Fire. You know, the Queen of Badass. The Queen of Flames. He's stepping into that role. I would say he's stepping into the power. He's feeling the divine feminine's power. That's what I'm getting. But he has to change that. He's observing her. She does not know that. There's still a lot of pride and ego in his way. But he's searching for his tribe, the witch. That's like the beginning of creation. Now, a witch can go either way. which could mean a lot of things. But what I'm getting here, it's a solo mission right now, what the Divine Masculine is trying to do. He's observing what's going on. He's understanding things. He's seeing things that other people are like posting. He's understanding that the witch is no longer the negative, which is more of the powerhouse of understanding in a bigger picture. Because I think a lot of Divine Masculines were trapped in the old paradigm where this is how it should be. You're supposed to stay with your family, raise your kids, do this, go to work, and be that kind of masculine energy. But I think a lot of them have switched that role, as you may say, switched the role to understanding. And this is where the witch, he's understanding more of the dynamics of opening his heart, opening his consciousness, and understanding that being the witch could mean, I'm not saying, a lot of people may take this wrong, but what I'm getting here is that he's understanding that there is that the church may not resonate with who he is. But what I'm saying is he may be seeing, dipping into like the astrology, reading into the twin flame, or reading and trying to understand certain things. And I think a lot of them know, but I think right now he's being that a lot of them right now is coming, I think they're stepping into that power of creating new things. They're expanding their horizons. They're understanding what the value is of what a witch really is. Not a person that goes around making potions. No. But a witch is someone who creates something and has new space. Depending on how you want. This could be the Joker as well. New beginnings. But I'm seeing that the Divine Masculine is into new beginnings. He's observing a lot. He's looking for his tribe. He's looking for his spiritual connection. Let's put it that way. He's looking for where he belongs. And he doesn't understand that. That's why when the time comes that the Divine Feminine is falling, she has the cup that he's trying to find. You see what I'm saying? She holds it and she's offering it, but she's not giving it. It's here, it's not here. Does that make sense? You have it because you're standing in your power, but you also know your self-worth. And you know until he comes to you with his cup that you cannot offer him something without him offering you something back. You have to have that equal exchange because you've worked too hard to balance that out within yourself. Now, I believe that a lot of Divine Masculines are going to be coming and offering that cup to you. They're going to be offering that, and they know that for them to come to you, they're going to have to stand in their power. But right now what I'm seeing is that pride and ego are still knocking on their door. And if you're if they're older, it's going to be a lot harder because of all the movements, all the ridicules, all the things that have happened to him. He's going to have to stand up and listen and understand that some things have to let go. He's observing how people are. He's going to stand in his power. He's really doing a lot of work, but he's also in the process of changing that energy. Like my Divine Masculine has a lot of divine. As we change into the next phase of our role, we have to go through both. Take action and receive. Okay? The Divine Masculines at this time, they're starting to receive the energy of the shift to take action on what is right for them. Instead of always having an excuse, it's like they're trying to make an investment in something and trying to let it grow. They're changing, they're releasing their pride and ego. They're observing their Divine Feminine. They're observing their behavior of where they're at. They understand what they did wrong. Now they need to face that consequences of who they are and become the badass that we know them to be. It's like they're getting ready They have to, it's like the divine masculines are getting ready to make a move. They're observing. They're making the move to bring the cup. They're also in a change right now. It's not the bad change. They're metamorphosing. They've had to go inward to change, to go outward. And I think that's where they're at right now, at the beginning stages of finding their charm, finding their worth, finding out how badass they really are, because we've already known. But just like we had to find our self-worth, they're doing the same thing. They've invested in, they feel that they've invested in this life, and they're and they feel like it's constantly a battle. They're not loving themselves. They're not. But as they change into the metamorphosis, as they change into this different, they understand what they're going to have to bring to the table. They understand they're going to have to step into their own masculine energy and stand into their power. The overall energy for this is the long haul and a soulmate, which we all know what that means. That this is all about love. This is all about unity. This is all about loving yourself for the long. It's about loving each other, being in it for the long haul, staying grounded in the knowing that this is not an easy journey, that this is not gonna happen in a year, that this is not gonna be anything. But as long as we're on the journey and we're on this path, we are in this for the long haul. You know, that doesn't mean that you're not going to get a soulmate. That does not mean that love is not coming to you. But until then, you be ready to offer it to the person who's willing to receive it. Just like when they come to you with an offer, be willing to receive that offer. I do not know if it is the divine masculine that will come to you. I don't know if it's the same human being or is it going to be another spirit. I do not know. I'm thinking a lot of us are going to be, because we've raised our vibration, and I believe that a lot of divine masculines are choosing not to rise above the situation because he's still in his ego and his pride. He's still there. I think a lot of them are leaning away from it because as a collective, we all have to shift. We all have to make that move. We're all doing that now. We're being downloaded. And if he doesn't embrace it and accept it and bring it in, it's going to be a rough road. And it's going to get rougher and rougher. But that does not mean that divine feminine has to feel like she's trapped in a situation due to the fact that he still hasn't released some of the stuff that he needs to release. Now the underlying is awakening. Now there's a new version of awakening I'm feeling. There's a new version of enlightenment. There's a new version, the magic of life, on what life has to offer you. And you have to be ready to receive it. You have to be standing in your power to understand that life is fixing to hand you a whole bunch of stuff. But if you continue to make excuses, every excuse is a block. Every excuse is a new timeline. Everything, just be ready to embrace that as we move forward. You said, sorry about that. Okay? This is, what I'm getting here is that I see this is a deep change. This is a very internal change from the masculine feminine dynamic. It's like the equal, you can just, I feel that the power is coming into balance. I feel like the divine masculine and divine feminine are fixing to meet each other in the middle to make their energy exchange. And I see that he's seeing it, and I feel that you're feeling it, and I'm thinking that the awakening's about to happen. So these things, because you've been in it for a long time, I think the loneliness that the divine feminines are feeling at this time, is he feeling it? Yes, but I think he's feeling it differently. He doesn't feel what you feel. The divine masculine doesn't feel what he still has ego. He's still trying to find his tribe. He's still trying to find his own self-worth. What is it he wants? He knows what he wants, but he has to feel it, to heal it, to clear it. You see what I'm saying? So we're going to call upon the gods and goddesses. And we're going to ask what energy is for the Divine Feminine. What is it that we can do today for the goddesses and Syrians? What angel can we call upon at this time to help us with what is going on with the Divine Feminine? What goddess right now would help the Divine Feminine in their time of need? Lackamish. Prosperity. Okay, we're going to call upon the gods and titans and find out the Divine Masculine energy. Who can we call upon at this time for their guidance and their help? For the Divine Masculine at this time, which one can we call upon? Which god and gods and titans can we call upon for the Divine Masculine? What spirit would help them out at this time? Can we get a god? Support. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and see what for the well, for the Divine Feminine we got Lackamish, but I don't know where the book is for them. Prosperity. Well, I guess we're gonna call upon them Lakshmi. I can't find their book right now. I wonder if it's in here. That's pretty card Divine. The goddess of abundance. I choose to feel abundant. Wealth is an inside job. Now, okay, that's what I thought. Okay. Lackamish is how you live your life. Remember a while back I was saying that you have to believe that you have the money and it will be there. You're setting stones like that. Instead of saying, I want money, I want this, and you already have that abundance within you. Some of you may feel like you may feel caged at the job you're in, but if you change your perspective, when you start going for your purpose that's in your heart, prosperity will start coming, because what you're doing is you're loving what you're doing, and it will come to you. Don't second guess it. Just wait for the offers to come to you. It takes time to build it. It takes time for you to manifest those things, but you have to put in the work to be able to receive the blessings. You have to put it out to bring it in, right? Abundance looks different to each of us. Some people have incalculable material wealth, but are different of sense of purpose or a greater vision for their life, and so are left feeling lost. While others are considered poor in financial wealth, but walk around radiating love and the kind of light that has an inestimable time. I can't read today. Lakshmi is the auspicious that begins to bloom in our life when we align are every action with the worker soul has come here to do. It's about, reminds of us our ultimate goal, which is not making money, but being able to know our true bliss. What makes us feel lit up? This is what I was just saying. She's a reminder of true abundance doesn't come from our bank statement. It comes from a state of mind we enter when we know we are contributing great work to the world in effort to becoming more love. When I do feel the most abundant, I choose to feel abundant wealth inside me. This is what I was saying. Wealth comes in many shapes and forms. Prosperity comes in many shapes and forms for all of us. But you have to remember that it also means something different to all of us. It's not always about money. Money is the root of all evil. I'm coming to realize this, but I like my money because it pays for the things I enjoy doing. So it needs to have the balance. As like I've said just a few minutes ago, it's about doing what your heart desires and knowing that as long as you're giving that work, that it will follow you and come back to you. The more work you put into what you're doing, the more you'll receive. So if you don't put it in, you don't get it out. So that's what's going on there. I needed that message as well. You know, H-I-J, here it is. Jizzo. It's about support. The divine masculine at this time, he needs support. An invitation to offer care and support not only to others, but to their own self. A call to balance caring and caretaking. And I think a lot of divine masculines at this time are trying to find that balance within themselves. I believe they're trying to change that dynamic and understanding that they do need to love themselves, that they are badass, that they have compassion. And I think a lot of them are switching that role or finding that out within themselves, because until that happens, and like I was saying, their balance has to come within. The support that they need right now is their higher self support, their divine support, their understanding. They need that type of support. You know. And I think right now that the divine masculine needs to take responsibility for his own actions. He needs to understand what he has done. He has to face that. There is no way around it. The more he runs, the more it still comes. He is going to have to face what he's done. You know, you can't continue to neglect yourself. So, you know what I'm saying? You can't resent, you can't do any of that. That's the dark side of that support. If you don't support yourself, no one will be able to. You cannot call upon your higher self and he's going to have to clear it, to heal it, to feel it. The same as we had to. But this time around, I believe that they are very well protected to understand what is going on. It's going to take time for this masculine to step into his own power of being a god, but in a way that he still has the balance of the feminine and the masculine energy. He's at that phase, whereas the divine feminine are standing there with an offer for the divine masculine, for this love of their life. They're awakening. The underground thing is they're awakening to a whole new way of living. Basically, a lot of the collective is waking up to that as well. We're all wanting to receive. We're all feeling lonely. We're all seeing, and the holidays are going to be hard, but we got to make the best of what we have. So, without further ado, I'm going to send y'all so much love. I understand that things are a little bit weird right now, collectively, energetically. We don't feel like doing a lot of things, but we're starting to step up and see a different way of living life, a different prosperity, you have to put in the action to be able to receive. And that's what it's going to take. It's going to take time for all of that. When you build in a business, it takes time because you have to put in a lot of behind the scenes work that a lot of people don't realize. Then once you start doing that, then the word has to get out. You have to do this, you have to do that. There's a lot of stuff And, you know, and that's just not making the stuff that makes you happy, like the product that I'm doing. It's behind the scenes, you know. And right now, it's just me doing a lot of that work. So, know that the hard work that you're doing will pay off. Okay? Understand that. Right now, the Divine Masculine needs support. I'm not saying from you. I think he needs to support himself. I'm seeing that he's having to fight the battles within himself. He's facing his dark shadows. He's awakening, and he's trying to find his tribe still. But I think he's still got a lot of ego. He's still got a lot of shame. He's embarrassed. I think a lot of them are trying to change. They're afraid to come to you because they know what they've done. But he hasn't forgiven himself. So that's where I'm at today with this reading. Thank you so much for liking and subscribing and leaving your wonderful comments. I'm sending everyone so much love that I will be back with you as soon as I can. Peace.